And we are live. Hello, hello, everyone. How are you today? Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
How are you feeling a year older?
Very good.
Of course you are. So I'm Fernanda Nis. We have here Nuno as well. We are teachers at the Rose Meditation. And in today's podcast, we're going to talk about a very specific part of the asanas, the body techniques, that's called choreography.
True.
And choreography is one of the ways of executing the asanas. And I'm sure you already saw beautiful choreographies of our methodology. And maybe it had some impact on you. And as a lot of us, you decided to come to try the rose and just fell in love with this. That is the most ancient way to train through the choreographies. So, Nuno, we know you are passionate about this subject, that you love choreographies, you love to execute, you love to watch, you love the part of the artistic expression. So, you can start.
Okay. So I think we can start by explaining what it is.
Good.
We said it is a characteristic of our practice. So to
Mhm.
be uh, true and authentic, the Rose class
Mhm.
is going to have a choreography aspect or presence throughout the class. And choreography is a more contemporary name of creating a sequence that creates one unique flow throughout the entire practice. So it starts, it never stops, it never breaks, and it ends. That's what choreography is all about, is this ability to connect techniques, which is
Mhm.
more visible when we do asana, the
Mhm.
body positions, because is where we express more that way of connecting one position to the other as a transition.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, from my experience, it is this connection, but it's also deeply related to the awareness of your body, to being present in this moment. And since I have my hand here, and I'm gonna bring my hand here, I'm just not gonna do like this. I'm going to think of some movement to
Mhm.
some statical movement, some aware movement, some harmonical movement,
Mhm.
and a way of living your life. Because when you are aware of that and you can develop this awareness through the practices that you do, you are going to start to move in your daily basis in a different way.
Mhm.
And I think this is one of the most interesting impacts of the choreography practice in our methodology.
Yeah, yeah. And if we think that our practice elevates our
Mm-hmm,
consciousness, right?
mm-hmm.
It wouldn't make sense in our way of looking to the practice that I do something very challenging in terms of body awareness. And then the transition, you lose that awareness. Then you come back, and then you lose, and then you
Yeah.
come back. And for us, the way that we do our class, the way that we teach our classes, even with long permanences, long holds, we always try to elevate the awareness
Mm-hmm.
and never get down, always up, up, up. And choreography is the way of pushing or keeping your consciousness as high as possible
Mm-hmm.
when you are there doing your class.
Yeah. And it also combines, or maybe I can say complement, that concept of asana that says that the asana has to be static. So it's not written, but you can easily um, uh, get the conclusion that it does make sense. If the position is static, the movement should as well be static,
Mhm. Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's correct. Yeah, but I think we can demonstrate some something very, very easy to
Okay.
understand this.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Okay, let me
let
give you some space
uh,
here.
imagine that I'm going to do first one torsion and then a lateral flexion. Okay,
Okay.
so without the physical awareness of the choreography, I will do something like this.
Okay, me too.
Okay, then I'm doing, okay, return. What's the next position? Okay, it's like this. Uh,
Mhm.
then, okay, it's done. Next.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but if we do it with awareness, like the way that I position my hands, the way that I'm gradually twisting the spine for a wide torsion, and look, I can keep my right hand on the knee and bring the other arm up and go laterally over the leg. And then also when I return, I do it with in a graceful movement,
Yeah.
okay, with elegance.
Yeah.
And it makes such a big difference. It seems like I added one position to the other instead of just doing one and then the other.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
does make sense. I think it's way related to the awareness, to being present during the entire practice, and that connection with, okay, so if you're worried about aesthetics, you're not worried just about aesthetics.
Half the time.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna do my breathing exercises just 12 hours a day. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If it's something that you learn how to do, you are going to incorporate that in your daily life. So
true.
if you are worried about the consciousness and aesthetics together, it does make sense to move with consciousness all the time, mostly during the practice, but at the end of the day, all the time, right?
Yes, yes. And one detail that I mentioned when giving the example, one good way to start training that awareness is if I know what the next position is and what is the common ground between two. In this example, it was legs were in the same position and the right hand here on my left knee, so I don't need to move.
Yeah, right.
I will just create movement to make the transition, and it is going to look more natural, more of a connection. Then, of course, we can explore different paths of the movement of the arms, for example. But if you want to start, don't move what is not necessary to move. Move just what you really need to move.
Yeah.
And you're going to bring awareness there. So, legs stay the same, hands stay the same. Okay, I'm here, so I just need to move one arm and my torso. So, arm up and torso goes to the side. And the stability down here is always the same. And it's a very interesting way to start to develop this awareness. Sometimes we don't have common ground, so you need to be more creative, but start by this. And then you go by little, understanding ways of connecting positions.
And during a class, I know that you love to explore the choreographies in your class. It's one of the characteristic of our classes, but also since you are passionate about that, it's something you really like to explore in your class. So if you have a new student, if the student already has his hand here, the leg that way, it's easier for him to follow if you say, just move your torso and your right arm. Don't move the other parts of your body. It's going to be easier to understand, even for the new student.
I don't need to explain. Now, second position,
Yeah.
leg extended, the other leg flex, hand on the knee.
And yeah.
It's going to be exhausting and a lot of, I would say,
waste of time,
useless information. So keep the position, except the arm behind you and your torso that is going to lean laterally over the extended leg. Boom.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fluid.
It is.
With awareness, with a connection from point A to point B with no interruptions. And you can do that standing, sitting, making transitions in different positions, always that same way.
And I can only imagine that probably you are creating a lot of connections in your brain. That's going to help your synapses because you'll have to find a solution from the position A to the position B.
Mhm.
You're not just doing it, you are trying to find a good way or a better way or a beautiful way.
Yeah.
So you are creating connections, you are creating a new path to execute those things.
Mhm.
So probably there are so many deeper layers that we are not aware of yet.
Yeah, yeah. One thing that I like to teach
Mhm.
when I have usually when I have a group that it has a little bit more of ability in
Mhm.
terms of more familiar with the position, with the
Mhm.
asanas. Okay, now I can explore new things instead of just doing one position and then the other, doing like I demonstrated. I'm gonna do one, then the next, probably three in a row, and then we're going to counter execute to equalize the
Mhm.
small sequence of two or three to the other side. And when you do that, you know the position, but you are working on the position, assembling the position in such a different way that your mind says, whoa,
Mhm.
what is this new thing? And your mind loves, your brain loves new
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when you're developing this choreography concept, you are discovering new things. Sometimes you notice, oh, this way is even, it's easier than when I come up from that position that we usually do. From here, just so nice, feels
Yeah.
so good. And it was because of the choreography that we're able to reach that awareness. Okay. Or doing, when we equalize, doing the other way around. So in the
Mhm.
inverse execution. Lovely. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One exercise I like to explain is if I'm doing this position here, which happens a lot when we are here, then we're going to go to the plank position,
Mhm.
Chatuspadasana. It's
Mhm.
okay, let's bring the foot, which is on the front, to the back with no noise. Easy. Then bring the other foot forward between your hands. And suddenly, it seems like you have a short leg
Yeah.
that you can't. But you can only train this because you are with that awareness. If you're not, if you isolate and you reduce the awareness in the transitions, what is going to happen? You're going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start the asana. No. Start back there. Okay, you
Yes.
started a few minutes ago when you were starting doing your class. And this gives so much more to the Anga Asana, to this part of the class, than just isolated positions
Exactly.
that you
It
just
does.
do it once.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Right.
Even with long holds, the choreography just brings that extra that makes a huge difference on developing physical awareness or body awareness somehow. Okay?
Yeah. And since we have the matriarchal roots, I can't ignore the fact that doing the positions or doing the asana practice this way, it's something way more pleasurable than the other one, than not
Yeah.
noticing. So it's deeply connected with our roots that uh, try to bring to our daily life the pleasure, the non repression, those characteristics. So, doing this way is going to reinforce this root of our
Yes,
philosophy
yes, yes.
that is so ancient. So it makes sense. Before doing, as we were talking last week, because if you're doing repetitions, the choreography is going to be completely different. But since these people that developed this concept, it was like proto-historic people, and they used to learn what they used to learn. It was observing nature.
Yeah.
And in nature, you don't see repetition. If
Mhm.
you see a lion, a tiger, a bobcat, or even your cat at home,
Mhm.
and you see they're moving, it seems they're doing choreography all the time.
Yeah.
When we see our cats like stretching, oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
so beautiful. It's so aware. So that's how and where this philosophy was developed.
Mhm.
It was way connected to nature and in observing nature. So it makes sense to have this kind of movement. If you, even if you see birds flying, like a flock of
Mhm.
birds
Yeah.
flying together, it's so beautiful. It's so similar to a dance.
Mhm. Yeah.
So this is a way to rescue this characteristic as
Yes.
well.
Yes. Yes. And it seems like a symphony with the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with the nature that is still there, and it just creates. It is more of an attitude when you talk about these roots. They are not. They don't change the technical things, so that lateral flexion will be the same
Mm-hmm.
visually,
Mm-hmm.
but the attitude that you are doing that
Mm-hmm.
differs. It's different. The way
Yes.
that you enter the position, the way that you make the choreography, and it's so related to our roots, and it just makes sense.
It is.
And also historically, is knowing that the first representations of a yoga practice, you have the meditation position
Mm-hmm.
in the seals from Mohenjo-daro, and then you also have the statue of Shiva dancing.
Yeah. In a lot of different places, archaeological places in India, you'll find this statue.
Yeah, and is also considered a dancer. So how come a practice that was developed by a dancer would not be choreographed?
Yeah.
Okay, because it is the same body that developed the practice. That was the same body that was dancing,
Yeah.
and he was a royal dancer. So it just makes sense to us that always fighting to go to our roots, to this ancient way of training, that we want to go and as close as possible that we can realize that we can understand that the history has shown us is like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
True.
your practice.
True. True. Yeah. Okay.
I think we can also add how to start. Like
Oh.
if someone is interested in that subject, well, okay, interesting. How do I start?
Mm-hmm.
First thing in your class, when doing the class, pay attention to the transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Check your instructor, check your colleagues practicing, the ones that are more advanced than you, and you use them as role models to
Mm-hmm.
develop that way of connecting positions.
Yes.
Okay? If you don't have that and you just like follow audios for classes, no worries. As I've mentioned here, find the common ground, move the other parts of your body.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting way just to start developing this
Mm.
this sensibility of connecting positions. But also, you can grab the choreographies that are available on YouTube, for example, and see how much from those 3 minutes you can do. It's a couple of positions, no worries. Start at these two positions from here to there. And oh, I can do that, but not on the tip of my fingers. I can do with the palms of the hands on the floor.
That's
Do it that
okay.
way
Yeah.
and train that transition, but the way that you can. And that way you don't need to make a cover of the full choreography, 3 minutes and
Yeah.
something, because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Start with snippets. Oh, I can do this and that. I can do that other part. And then you go to another choreography. I can do that as well. And
Mm-hmm.
start having some vocabulary of choreography,
Movements.
of movements, of transitions.
Yes.
And maybe you're going to surprise things that look simple. They are not that simple. That's fine.
Yeah.
But probably also going to realize that you can do a lot of stuff. Probably not just from one choreography, but if you choose your top 5, and if you grab a couple of seconds and from one, then from the ending, and then from the middle section of that other choreography, and then, oh, actually I can do a lot of stuff. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
It's a great way to start.
Yeah, or choose 2 different positions that you like and try to create a connection between them.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to the equalization of this one, and then back to the equalization of the other one, and you have it.
Start.
Or even easier, to do the equalization of the position. You are doing a position, okay, I'm going to equalize. Before you start to execute, stop and think, okay, what movement does it make sense to do? How aware I should be. So I'm going to put my hand on the floor. Is it going to be here, or is it going to be there? And it's there. Okay, go directly there. Don't adjust the positions till you reach the position.
Yeah.
So this kind of exercises, they're going to help you to be comfortable, to be familiar with this kind of movement, and develop your ability to do a choreography, to chain your movements together.
Yeah. That thing about adjustment is spot on.
Right.
So if you avoid adjusting, you are developing choreography.
Mhm.
Okay, firm transitions. When you touch the floor with your hand, you know it is in the right spot.
Yes.
So you don't need to adjust.
And if it's not, deal with that.
Yeah. Or you realize, okay, I messed up. Next time. Or if you're just training by yourself, okay, let's go back. Now I'm going to go a little bit further. Now this is the spot. Okay.
Very good.
Let's give an example here. So if I try to,
let me give you some space again.
I want to elevate my hips, but if the distance between my foot and the hand is too short, it seems like a space to do it, and I need to adjust. My foot was sliding, so probably I just need to reposition. So if I'm like here, I'm going to put the hand there, the other foot right on the place, and up.
It's done.
Done. Okay. Precise, precision, no adjustments.
Yeah.
Great tips to improve choreography.
Just decide in advance before you start to move, before you return from the previous position. Okay, where my hand should be, where my foot should be, and my hips, and then you just plan ahead.
Yeah.
And just do the movement.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Great tips for starters.
Yeah.
Even if you're not new in the practice, but you need to develop more this thing about the movement, the connections, great tips as well.
Yeah.
To develop this physical awareness that choreography brings to us.
Agree. Okay. That's it.
Lovely.
And if you want to learn, if you want to train, and you know what, I don't want to do it by myself, or I don't know how to start, call us. Come be part of our amazing group. You're gonna love it. So you can send a message here, you can send a message on Instagram, email, anything. Just call us and start your 14 days free trial.
That's it. You're invited, so let's move.
Yay.
See you next week. See you next week.
Have a mindful way.
Yes. Bye-bye.